Hi, my name is CB Owens, and I graduated from the Food Studies program in 2019. So it depends on the day, but I am a writer, an editor, and an educator. I work for myself, I work for many different clients, and I kind of have a different schedule every day, which is exactly the way I wanted it to be. I am currently working on 7 magazine articles. 6 of those are for Food and Wine, primarily as a research editor and as a copy editor. In addition to that, I have an article about sustainable food in Stockholm for Travel and Leisure magazine. I'm working on that as an editor. I also teach now within the Food Studies program. Food issues of contemporary society in the fall. I teach research in food studies in the spring, and I teach food in the city in the summer course. I've always been interested in travel, and I also always loved languages. Food is kind of tied up in those things because learning about food, you learn about other people's culture, their values, their languages, how they live, what's important to them. All of those things are just cool to me, and so I think food was a nice way to tie it together. And it's also something that's so sensorial. It's something that's so immediate that you don't necessarily get in every field of work. You can't taste law. You can't smell journalism, but food is in your skull. It's so immediate. So I actually started at NYU as an undergrad, but I didn't know what I wanted to do yet, like many 18-year-olds. By chance, I took a food class, food and society. That sounds kind of cool. It just clicked. So I think first day I was like, oh, this is what I should have been doing. This is what I should have majored in. Food is where it's at. I've got to find out some way to do something with food, and then maybe I can come back for grad school. And that is what ended up happening. Didn't take a bad class when I was in the program. There isn't one teacher who I don't think helped me in some way, and there wasn't one class that did not end up somehow being relevant to what I do, to what I'm interested in, or even just making friends, which now become colleagues. There's a nice network of food studies grads spaced throughout different industries. When I was nearing the end of my grad school program, I had the opportunity to be a teacher's assistant for Jenny Berg, and almost to my surprise, I really loved it. I loved teaching, I loved getting up in front of the class, I loved working with young people. I loved hearing what they were interested in, and it brought me to new places in food that I hadn't even been thinking about. And I thought, oh, okay, this is interesting, this is kind of cool. It wasn't necessarily one of my career goals, but I can't imagine not teaching now. It's such an important part of what I do, and I feel like it keeps me fresh, it keeps me on my toes. I love teaching students that food touches almost every part of their lives, whether they're aware of it or not. Food underpins so many different things in our society that when we're learning about food, we're learning about existence, we're learning about human beings, we're learning about the world. This is a big topic, and you can carve off whatever little piece of it suits you and make a really fascinating career out of it.